My name is Karen. Our other two group members are Nikki and Emma, but they will not be present in the video. Thank you for listening. So now we'll go ahead and get started. For our experiment, we decided we'd sit down with or stand directly within a person's line of sight and wave to them in a friendly way for an uncomfortable amount of time while maintaining eye contact and without saying anything to the subject. And we say an uncomfortable amount of time because sometimes it's expected that when you come into contact with or approached by someone you don't know, then the polite thing to do is to smile or wave slightly, but of course then you'd break contact so that the interaction is over quickly. The social norm in this case is to limit interaction with people you don't know, and our waving longer than the subjects expect was the expectancy violation because we intentionally extended that interaction.
Consistent with the EVT, if we were to wave at subjects in locations where interaction is limited, then the subjects would have a decreased attraction towards us. So if the subjects responded in a positive manner, then for us that meant that their attraction has increased. However, if they responded negatively, then their attraction decreased. If they smiled or waved in return, then for us that meant that was a positive reaction towards us. And if they looked at us, if they looked really uncomfortable, annoyed, frustrated, then that for us we consider that to be a negative response.
And so we conducted our experiment in two locations, the Glen Anthon building and the library here on campus. The reason we chose the library is because it's typically a place where people go to in order to work independently. So we thought that it'd make the most sense for us to perform the expectancy violation there. In addition, we also chose to do the experiment at Glen Anthon so that we could walk up to people and kind of interrupt them as they walk down the halls, especially if it looked like they were headed somewhere specific. And in total, we violated the social norm for 15 people. 8 of those people were from the library and 7 in the halls of Glen Anthon. 73.3% of the subjects responded negatively, whereas only 26.7% responded positively.
What it means is that our prediction proved accurate because 11 individuals were either annoyed at our interruption or uncomfortable from our waving at them for so long, while only 4 seemed not to mind. In particular, for my case, when I did the experiment in the library, a lady, she was really frustrated when I waved at her for a couple of seconds because while I was waving at her, she was glaring at me and she seemed really mad about it, so I had to automatically break eye contact with her. And after that, even breaking my eye contact with her didn't really help that much because at the end she told me that she was busy. So I guess that gave me the cue that she didn't want me to even be near her and she just wanted to be by herself.
Okay. Of course, that was one of our extreme cases. On the other hand, we also experienced responses that were very positive. For example, when I was at Glen Anthon and I interrupted someone walking, unlike Angelica's experience, the subject responded very, very positively. Although initially he looked very confused, he quickly changed his expression and tried to start a conversation with me. And although I couldn't respond, he was very casual and very forward and very polite, and it was just a very pleasant surprise. In everyday life, we tend to judge people before we get to know them, and sometimes this can be really offensive or it can be harmful for the person who is being judged, especially if it's obvious that they're being judged.
Yeah, from my experience, I just felt that based on her reaction towards me, that just automatically just gave me the impression that she does not like me at all. And for this reason, I feel like further on in the future, if we ever see each other again, I feel like she'll just look at me ugly.
And I'd like to mention that they had never met before.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And this is important because we feel that our interactions with people, especially people we don't know, shouldn't be this way. We should be more open-minded, especially towards the people that we don't know, because we don't know their intentions and not people we're familiar with, and for all we know they could be trying to be really friendly, and if we just turn them away, that's like rude on our part.
Yeah, because we're not giving that person the chance to interact with us.
And of course, sometimes it's okay to be cautious, but like not so quick to judge, like not so over the top superstitious. Like we realize that, you know, our reactions depend on the context, the personality of the person, or the specific circumstances, or even the appearance of someone, or the relationship you may or may not have with them, even our proxemic zones. These are all factors that may contribute to a person's response towards others, whether it's positive or negative.
So considering what we learned so far from this experiment, we know to be more mindful that not everyone's intentions are bad, even though our intentions weren't simply to be friendly, since we did this for the experiment. We presented ourselves as politely as we could, and some people were still bothered. We encourage others to be more mindful of this as well, so that we can change our habits and be more open to people.
And that concludes our experiment. Thank you.